Hi, this is Star Empress Tarot, and I'm doing an Aquarius reading. So the deck I'm using is Everyday Witch by Deborah Blake. And then I'll do an oracle card. It's by the same person, Deborah Blake and Elizabeth Alba, for credit purposes. So this is Aquarius, and we are in Aquarius's birthday time. So happy birthday, Aquarius. This is a general reading. I do have my shit, right? And no one wants to hear me pausing. I do have my stuff hooked up through my email and PayPal. So if you want a personal reading, also if you want to do a basic reading for love, money, whatever, it's about 45 minutes. It'll be a video, and just send me an email and I'll give you the details. This is a general reading for Aquarius, so it may or may not resonate for you. If it resonates, then yeah, it's your reading. If not, there's a whole bunch of cool readers on there on YouTube that'll do your reading, and one will be for you, because I even check them out. So we're all mixed up today. All right, so Aquarius, you are an air sign, and let's just see what the cards have to say. Wow. Wow. So this is going to be a Celtic cross reading. Spirit guide, let me just break this down a little bit. How do these cards, please? My spirit guides throw these cards out. I'm intuitive. I'm also psychic. I'm also a medium. And if you're cruising through this and you're watching this and you don't believe me, then just leave. Because I'm sorry. I'm not here to try and convince you. I respect all people's beliefs, but please, you know, you got something to comment or you don't like it, then don't, just keep going, okay? So even if you, I also can make contact with those that have crossed. There's messages. If that one would be a live connection, like probably through like maybe Facebook Messenger or phone chat or something. So send me an email if you want something. For that, I'd need a picture of the loved one. And then you in person over the phone. Okay, Aquarius. Okay. This represents you, the situation you're in. Okay, one more time. Okay. The top or the bottom. This is what covers you. It's your past, close future, the best you think you got, what you have to work with. Your insides, outside environment, your hopes and fears. Your future if you follow Spirit Guides advice. The Chariot. You're at a crossroads, this way or that way, but you're not moving. The Chariot is you're at a path in your life, but you're not moving. It doesn't move. All decks have a different spin on it. So I'm going to give you the intuitive reading and the reading off of these cards for the basic meaning of tarot. And then I'm going to go back over them with you, reading each story from the maker of this deck. Okay? So basically the Chariot is, you're not moving. You think you're moving, but there is no movement. So Aquarius, this reading is for those who are, you're supposed to be doing something. An actual, by movement, it's an actual transition in life that could change things. And you're supposed to be doing this, but you're not. You can't. You're like stuck. And it's a very definite which way, which has you stuck and not moving. Your obstacle is the Seven of Wands. Now, the Seven of Wands generally means you have a lot of options, or you're in a dream-like state of mind. And that might be why you're not moving. That's your obstacle. You have too many choices. Or you're not moving because you're stuck in a fantasy, in a dream. You're fantasizing too much. You're not moving because you have too many choices and it's confusing you. Your recent past, that which you are leaving, is the Five of Pentacles. The Five of Pentacles is you're like on the outside. You're in a bad spot financially. Generally, the Five of Pentacles means you're like a homeless person outside of a church seeking shelter. It always shows someone that's on the outs. It's really bad, and they're looking to a warm, cozy. Every card deck shows people on the outs, and they're not having it good financially and abundantly. They're either like hobo status or poverty and cold, and then they're outside, and there's the building right there with warmth and shelter and enlightenment and so forth. So this can actually mean physical, tangible. It is Pentacles. So Pentacles is earth, which is material, and it deals with the things that we work for here on earth in abundance. It's physical manifestation. So this is the past that which you are leaving. Okay. Your future is the Queen of Wands, which is the lady that's got it going on for manifesting stuff. So it's going to get better. I guess you just got to get past these choices on what to do. We're going to find out further, okay? The best that you're thinking of for your future is the Seven of Pentacles, which means what you know of that you've been doing, that you're It's you've created, you've worked for things, um, which the cards are telling me that, Aquarius, you worked to get out of this. You worked to get out of this. Okay. So the Seven of Pentacles shows her creating and, like tending a garden. And when you grow things and plant, it comes to fruition, like the fruits on the trees. Well, this is the pentacles on the tree. And with the cards, it goes from 0 to 10, or I'm sorry, ace to 10, before it goes into the royal suits. Court cards, I'm sorry, the court cards. So 7 is close to 10, and you're waiting for your to get your harvest. Okay. Now, that which you have to have, what you have for your foundation is the Wheel of Fortune. That's your foundation. What you have to work with, the Wheel of Fortune. And that makes sense, because you are stuck in all these either fantasizing options that are causing frustration, or dreams, or a lot of options, or desires, or so you're kind of the main set here is telling me the foundation of what's going on with you, the situation. And if this is supposed to give like a confirmation or verification to you out there from spirit, that yes, they're talking about your situation. So these are general readings, but so this is meant for a collective group of Aquarius out there. And so far the cards are telling me that I'm talking to a collective set of Aquarians, that you are in a transitional part of your life, that you're kind of stuck. However, you were in a poverty type situation, and you've somewhat feeling left outside of, but you have left that as a past. You've created, you've worked hard to create an abundance, but you're still working on it, and your harvest is coming in, but it's kind of still left at the Wheel of Fortune is what your foundation is, because you're still, this is your obstacle, the Seven of Wands. But your future is the Queen of Wands, which is an awesome card to have, because that means you've really manifested this. Now, the inside, Aquarius, your inside is the Hierophant. And so that tells me you've been, you're inside now reflecting, growth, spiritual growth, maybe just quietly, this totally makes sense, that you've done some reflecting inside. You're still doing that. And it's going to help you get out of the options that you're kind of confused with. And, so right now you're like, maybe you're doing meditations, maybe your spiritualism, is growing, your, if not spiritualism, your reflection. I'm hearing yes, spiritualism. So you guys out there, this collective of Aquarians, you have progressed, you've grown, you're getting better, it will get better. You're reflecting to help you grow in wisdom and discernment on what to do. Your environment is the Page of Pentacles. The Page of Pentacles, and again, Pentacles are the card, the suits in tarot for abundance, money, earthly things, the things that we like, tangible things. And so the page kind of comes and says, here, he's youthful. It could mean an actual physical young person offering it. But in this reading, I'm really feeling like it's symbolic of this new starting you have. And this is the newness of your young new enterprise, or what you're doing, your growth, of creating your own abundance. Your hopes and fears, Aquarius, we have the World card. So this tells me that Spirit is saying you're hoping for all of this that you're creating, but your fears of doing this too. It's scary. Growing is scary. Stepping out there and doing what you're doing is scary, but you're doing great, and your outcome is, your close future is the Queen of Wands, which is the Queen of manifesting, creation, if I get this card up, sorry. Okay. The King of Swords is going to be your outcome if you continue on this path. And the King of Swords. Swords is air, which is what you are. Swords is intellect, communication, which you're pretty good at, Aquarius. So I'm hearing that this has been a great learning experience for you. It's meant to happen, and somehow you know that, because your hopes and fears are the world. You're realizing, this is making you realize how really little we are in this great big world, and going out and doing things, but you can do it. Being the Hierophant, you're gathering your experience. There's been a whole manifestation of ascension of people in this way. And the last 2 years, and especially last year, was a hard time, but it was a great time for growth for all of us, myself also. So I'm seeing that this is kind of, totally saying that you've had some bad times you've learned from, though, and that's how we really grow. Pain makes us go further. Hurt makes us look more into things. I mean, we can't have the dark without the light, right? Can't have love without, yeah, I won't go further than that anyway. So now I'm going to read a quick thing on, by a quick quote that the people that made these cards have for each of these. Okay. And just to give you more clarification on your reading. Okay, Aquarius. So the first one here, again, this is the Chariot. This is what says you are. Okay. She's on a motorbike. So on the Chariot, oh, onward and upward, forever and sideways. It doesn't matter which direction you pick, as long as you pick one and get moving. It can be difficult to choose a path, especially if they both look inviting. Ask yourself what it is you truly desire and how hard you're willing to work to get it. Okay, and then the obstacles for you right now is that Seven of Swords. Where's our swords? Here we go. Well, that's not the... I'm sorry, Seven of Wands, which is what I said to begin with. I just made that mistake just now. When I did your reading, it was the Seven of Wands understanding, so we're still good. Here we go. Come on, show me what you've got. Just because you feel like everyone is out to get you doesn't mean they are. Of course, it doesn't mean they aren't either. Huh. Things to consider. If you get the Seven of Wands, you've probably been fighting a tough battle. Or 3. Or maybe you're just prepared to fight because you're sure that someone is out to do you harm. But is there really a reason to be constantly on your guard, or are you wasting precious time and energy and resources trying to be prepared for bad things to happen at any time, when in fact everything is fine? Ask yourself, who am I defending against? Are they really out to get me, or am I just afraid they might be? Being on high alert all the time is exhausting. Make sure you're only doing it if it is really necessary. If it's not, maybe now would be a good time to turn some of that energy into something more productive. Okay. Now, on the Five of Pentacles, which was the past, which you just left. These cards are so beautiful. I have so many tarot cards. There's so many different ones, and they're so awesome. I can't wait to do everybody's reading with the different ones. But I was led to use these today. I've had these for a while. I got them just around Halloween, but I haven't used them till, the other day I started using them. So the Five of Pentacles, and this was what you've just recently left. It says, baby, it's cold outside. Sometimes times are tough. Hang in there. Things will get better, and you are not as alone as you feel. Things to consider. If you feel like the poor witches in this picture, you've probably been having a difficult time. Right about now, it may be hard to see the light at the end of the tunnel, but rest assured there is one. It can be hard, but try to maintain a positive attitude and have faith. Now, you've already gone through this, so you know this. You've been there, done that. So now what you're going into, the Queen of Wands, let's go into that one. I'm sure you can't wait to hear what it says for that one. The Queen of Wands. There you are, Aquarius, and going into the future, your close future is the Queen of Wands. And that says, Queen, Goddess, Mother, Maiden, Crone. Time to rock that female energy. Now, these readings are for any gender. And don't forget that we all, men and women, we all have both divine feminine and divine masculine energy within us. And so it doesn't mean that it's just for female or anyone who identifies as female. It's anyone, okay? Anyone, period, okay? So now you can be strong and nurturing at the same time. You don't have to just pick one. Things to consider. Is there a strong female figure who is influencing your life right now? If so, you may want to listen carefully to what she is encouraging you to do. Don't follow blindly, of course, but don't ignore her either. If this card falls in a reading in such a way that it is clear the Queen represents you, which in this case it does, it is an indication that you are strong enough to do whatever is necessary. What are you waiting for? Wow. Wow, Aquarius. With that, it always amazes me. Spirit lays this. I'm serious, you guys. It always amazes me how, I can shuffle and shuffle these cards and it'll lay them out to a story. And, I was thinking about a friend the other day and Spirit brought her to my mind. And I said, oh, do I need to call her? Or do I just, are we doing, no, we're doing a reading. And then they threw down the card that was her, and that card described her to a T. And I seen her the next day. And I took a picture of that spread. I seen her the very next day. And I said, look what Spirit said for you. So anyway, so now I'm really curious here now. The Wheel of Fortune is what you have to work with right now. So I am curious. Let's see. Wheel of Fortune. How this book reads for you in this spread, Aquarius. Oh, this is such a pretty, pretty deck. I go crazy. I'm going to be a hoarder of tarot cards. Catch me in 20 years, I'll have... Come on, come on. I know time is precious, so I'm trying to hurry here. Okay. All possibilities lie before you. With change comes opportunity. What will you choose? Things to consider. The Wheel of Fortune says, heads up, pay attention. Are there opportunities in front of you that you aren't paying attention to? If so, you'd better grab one before it spins out of reach. Wrestling with a difficult choice? This card won't help you to make the decision, but it does remind you that fortune favors the bold. So don't be afraid. Your hopes and fears. Fortune favors the bold. You got to go get it. Queen of Wands. If you don't choose, the universe will probably choose for you. Sometimes the Wheel of Fortune is simply a warning that something unexpected is coming. That doesn't mean something bad necessarily, but it's always good to be prepared, isn't it? Okay. So I think, okay, you're clear on the Hierophant, because this is saying, the cards are saying they know you've been reflecting inside. This is where you are inside. So your environment is the Page of Pentacles. I'm going to read that for you. I am eager to see what the future holds. My path is wide open. I am prepared for new adventures. Things to consider. Is there someone young or young at heart who is depending on you at work or in some kind of financial way? This could represent one or more of your children if you have them. If so, make sure that whatever help you give them leads them in the direction of their own independence. If this card represents you or something specific in your life, which this card is representing you, your outside, your environment in your life, it means, have you been considering starting a new endeavor or beginning over again in a new career? Now might be the time to go for it. Oh, I'm sorry, you guys are like, it never stops to amaze me. Okay, so now your future, King of Swords. Ooh, look at that, the King. Oh my God, you've got a king. Okay, King of Swords. If you take the advice of tarot, by tarot, I mean take the advice that Spirit is giving through the tarot. The tarot is a tool. I'm just a mediator, cord, and the Spirit lays the cards down and stuff. So, but if you take the advice, you will have manifested King of Swords. Where's my swords? There we go, right there. Look to me for answers from the head, not the heart. Sometimes wisdom requires a cool head and the voice of experience. If the King of Swords shows up in a reading like all the kings, he may represent a strong male figure, but one who is not emotionally involved with you, a boss perhaps, or a mentor who... Okay, this doesn't apply. Let's skip to... this card is in a position where it represents you, which it does. It may suggest that you are reacting from logic or practicality. Now, this is your future. So you will be reacting from logic and practicality without taking emotional issues into consideration, or just possibly it is a reminder to keep your cool. So I really believe Spirit's saying that you need to go for you need to go for it. Whatever you've been indecisive about, I'm hearing now it's been out of fear. So you need to just go for it. And in the end, you are going to be able to be prosperous and be handling things with reason and logic. And the King is the best card. So I'm going to go ahead now and pull your Oracle card. And it's from the same makers of this deck. It's a beautiful deck. I like the different decks. Well, I have a cat. So they have these cards have cute little kitties on them. My cat's orange. We used to have a black cat. Her name was Miss Kitty. She got ate by a coyote. Well, shit. Life happens, right? Okay. Spirits, thank you for this message for the group of Aquarians out there. I hope this message was a blessing, and I'm grateful that I am a conduit from Holy Spirit, God, universe, energy source. Thank you, Spirit. Transformation and change is your Oracle card. Transformation. Can you see that okay? Transformation and change. Wow. Okay. This has a book too. Transformation and change. So, transformation. Where is it? Here we go. Thank you, Spirit. Transformation and change. There is no growth without change. But change can be scary. It means opening up to something new and different, and often involves taking a risk, something many of us aren't all that comfortable doing. But all of life is about transformation. We are born as babies, grow up to be toddlers, then teens, until we transform into adults. Eventually, if we are lucky, we will continue to transform from young into old, from foolish into wise, from newbies into wise old, from newbie witches into wise old crones. If that's nice. Crones and sages. Life is all about transforming ourselves, recreating who we are as we grow and learn and move from who we once were into who we are going to be. You can fight it or you can embrace it, but transformation is going to happen. Isn't it better to willingly become a butterfly than to struggle to stay a chrysalis forever? Action. Take some time to think about where you are in your life right now and where you want to go. Wow, you guys. You can't beat that. There is no... Thank you, Spirit. My spirit guides. I love my spirit guides. Where you want to go, where you want to end up. What transformations need to happen along the way for you to reach your goals? And what are you doing to encourage... That light's going out. And what are you doing Here we go. And what are you doing to encourage and support those transformations? What do you need to do differently? Divination. This card is either a confirmation that you are on the right path to successful transformation, in which case be sure to give yourself a huge huzzah and appreciate all the hard work you've put in, or a suggestion that you need to be looking more closely at what you need to do to get there. You will almost certainly know which one. If you have just completed a major task or transition, take time to celebrate your accomplishments before you move on to the next phase of growth and change. Magic. To smooth the progress of transition, sometimes it is necessary to let go of old patterns or situations that no longer work for you. Just like a butterfly crawling out of a chrysalis, there are parts of where you came from that have to be discarded and left behind in order to move on to new ways of being. If you want to do magical work to help with the process, go outside, especially if there is a breeze or wind, or sit inside in front of an open window, a small fan, or anything else that will blow air on you. If you can't do either of those things, then move around, dancing or jumping to cause the air to move around you. Light a sage smudge stick and let the air waft around and paste you. Visualize whatever it is that you need to let go of being blown away with the air and the smoke. Okay, there's your reading. God bless you, Aquarius, and have a great day.